Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so first off, happy 11/11 portal. It is also Veterans Day, so definitely thank you to all the veterans out there. But now we also have to turn our attention to a highly specific message. These are the ones where I leave the comments on. If you would like to type the word heal in the comments section, because you entered to win. Each Monday, I randomly select a winner out of these videos, the highly specific videos, and then do a storytelling for our winner. Hi, Hetty. Hi, AC. So good to see you guys. And just a heads up, if I'm kind of huffy puffy or if I keep videos a little shorter right now, just know I am dealing with a pretty gnarly flare up of asthma, and it's settling down, but I want to not push it because I'm feeling a lot more like myself today. But I might have to breathe a little funky and anyway, but I hope you guys are doing great and I'm delighted to be here with you. This is like the best part of my day today. So we start out with round and round. Now for this highly specific message, these are the ones that I do when something comes to mind. I didn't expect to do a highly specific on this. I was just trying to do an 11/11 portal, but I kept picturing somebody that was looking in a mirror, but it's like they were seeing themselves for the first time, or they were seeing something that gave them pause. Now, I mean, obviously, we all look in the mirror at some point in the time of the day, we can't help it. There's a mirror like in every bathroom. And I don't know yet how that's going to play into this, but with the round and round, and we have that nautilus shell, that spiral, that correlates with the Fibonacci sequence, it correlates with kind of the intelligent design of the universe, that might play a role in things. Maybe someone's having this moment of epiphany. The 11/11 portal, at least the way I look at it, is more like a doorway. And in fact, 11/11 would be like mirrored numbers. Sometimes it's like, oh, this is a great time to manifest, or this is a great time for a character to, just consider what they're doing. But this might be a character who's having a pretty strong deja vu moment with that round and round message. We've got a 10 of Swords. We have a King of Pentacles. We may have a divine masculine who is recognizing, I'm on a whole nother cycle again. Here I am again. Oh, there's some song trying to bust into my head. Here I am at 6 o'clock in the morning, still thinking about you. It's not Chicago, is it? It's. I feel like it's one of the hair bands from the 80s, but maybe no, it's not Air Supply. I can't think who it is. Anyway, with that 10 of Swords, it's like there's this ending, and he's sitting here and he's got no shoes on. He's sitting in the middle of the road, and it's almost like, here I go again. Even though something's over, I want so much to have something stable. I either have accepted something's over only to immediately start thinking about it again and saying, but I still want it. That could be a really good thing, recognizing when we still want something no matter what. We get the Four of Cups. It is sideways. The Four of Cups energy is disappointment, illusions, missed opportunities, but this minimizes that and says, but it's not really an illusion. This proves that. So if he's looking in the mirror and if he's seeing something, seeing himself and looking in his own eyes and saying, here's the thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times I tell myself something's over. I still actually see it in my future. It's not an illusion. I know that it's real. So what the heck am I doing lying and saying that something isn't real when I know that it is? Hey, sweetheart, Cataclysmic Awakening. Thank you, love. You're so generous, babe. Thank you for that. Really good to see you guys. We've got the Death card in the reverse. Ginger Montague, thank you. That was Air Supply singing Here I Am. Okay, thank you. If I couldn't even picture if that's the same song, because I'm also thinking now, Here I Am, nothing but a hurricane. And that's a whole different one. That's not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of like a softer love song from the 80s. So if that's Air Supply, awesome. Thanks so much, Ginger. You're so amazing. Death card in the reverse. It can't be over because it wasn't an illusion. It was a mess, but it wasn't an illusion. I want to be the King of Pentacles. I want to be your, and I'm not thinking Leonard Cohen, I'm your man. There's another song trying to come in. God, I can't think of what it is. We have an emperor. I want to be your emperor. I don't just want to be your King of Pentacles. I want to be your emperor. Who are you saying this to? This is very much a divine masculine message today. We have got a 7 of Swords, and we've got the wheel, or excuse me, the moon sideways. Okay, I got to show this upright because this is pretty awesome. By the way, I'm still actually today intending to put out a morning moon bonus message. So that will still come out, but we came through a really powerful super moon. And in the Celtic world, that particular moon, the deer rutting moon or the beaver moon, or it has many different names, but we've already come through that full moon a couple days back, but that kind of in the Celtic world marked like a new year. And so it's kind of a particularly important moon cycle. It's the last full moon before we go into the winter solstice around like December 21st, 22nd. So that's why it was considered a really important moon. And I'm just bringing that up because we'll be doing a bonus after this for the morning moon, but also because we have, with that 1111, why are we seeing 2 versions of Big Ben over here? Why do we see 2 clock towers that are identical? Maybe it's not Big Ben. It just reminds me more of that than anything. And I asked the question, who is it, masculine, that you are feeling this way about? Like, I still want to be your emperor. I want to be your King of Pentacles. And it can't be over because I'm not over this. In fact, I can't deny that this still feels like the right path for me. And it says the person that he feels this way about could be a Pisces, could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, feminine, but it's somebody who can't shake that feeling. I'm going to say herself. She maybe has tried to lie to herself and say, oh, it's done. It doesn't matter anymore. But it does, because I don't think either one of them, even this looks like a gateway, right? And what a great 1111 card to have come out right now. Sorry, guys. It feels really nice to see something that is so mirrored. So I'm going to say maybe it's 2 people looking into the mirror, but I'm thinking the mirror is more like a portal type energy. And it's like in another lifetime, I would have already been with that person. And I can't give up on this idea that I was still supposed to be with them. I don't think either one can give up on that idea. So the person he's thinking about in this context, I would say she's in the same exact boat. I can't see how we're going to be together, but I also can't shake the fact that it still felt like it was supposed to be you. So I would say this could be a day where this 1111 portal could be a day of real truth coming in. We can lie to ourselves a lot and say, oh, it wasn't meant to be. I love that song so much by Iglesias, Julio Iglesias. I keep telling myself it was not meant to be. I keep telling myself, but my heart won't agree. No matter how many times I keep telling myself, I know there's nobody else. We get the 5 of Pentacles upright. Look, it's a day where I would say there's an obvious feeling of, but the life I'm supposed to have, I'm missing out on right now. And again, we have a doorway, and it's, in this case, it's a doorway to a very gorgeous cathedral, very ornate cathedral. I don't know if this reminds me very much of the cathedral in Milan. But I mean, there's so many incredible, pieces of architecture from the ancient world, and many of them were built for, religious purposes. And it's some of the most spectacular architecture I've ever seen. Really makes you think heavily about, the days before all this intense technology, and what we had were these incredible, testament to how brilliant brains were, and, all the labor that went into it, supposedly non-skilled laborers. And it's are you freaking kidding me? Look at what they built. Look at what our supposed non-skilled, non-technologically advanced ancestors were able to do. We don't even build buildings like this anymore. I'm always so stunned, and it kind of irks me when we act like, well, we're more advanced than our ancestors. Look, in things like medicine and sciences, yes, for sure, there's some huge advancements. But when it comes to like architecture, I'm like, no, our ancestors had it going on. We need to like raise one up for the homies, because they definitely, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. That was brilliant. I don't know why that comes up, other than maybe the architecture of what could have been in the past is something that really was beautiful. Maybe this romance was beautiful. Maybe this relationship at the core, it was beautiful. And that's why there's such a like, but I'm missing this because I know it was something special. I'm not going to lie to myself and act like it was nothing when it wasn't, when it's still what I want, because I saw the core of it. It was intricate and it was beautiful and it was real. So this is a day for a character to get real. Somebody could be sitting in a cathedral or a church. They might be, it doesn't matter what denomination, right? You know, but they may have a favorite. It could even just be somebody who has a favorite, like, place architecturally. Like, there's a lot of city halls that are built really beautiful. There's a lot of, you know, gorgeous buildings that are non-religious in nature. But sometimes we have like that favorite spot that we like to walk by in a city, and it's because it is really beautiful, or we feel kind of connected to something really sophisticated. It feels like we have a character that, I don't know, they could be stepping into a church. It could be specifically more on the Catholic side. This to me, it looks, like I said, much more like Milan. So perhaps there's a Catholicism associated here. Doesn't have to be, just a side note. And we have this Nine of Wands. To me, these storylines are now blurring because we have both characters kind of, I think, in the same energy. Today of all days, they're looking in the mirror and they're admitting to themselves what's actually true. I hurt over this. Come on, Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. This is, I hurt still over this because I feel like I'm missing out on something that's very beautiful. This is still a wound I carry because this was something good. Why did things not work out then? Are we going to get a real honest answer on that? And I don't want to ask them each. I want to just get to the universe's perspective, because we're looking for raw truth in this 1111 message. At least that's my takeaway from this. This is like when you look in the mirror and you see the real truth looking back at you. Five of Wands. And it's so interesting because I keep talking about great architecture, maybe Capitol building, maybe some kind of, going someplace that's really lovely, that represents something beautiful. And then totally different deck, totally different, well, we've got 3 decks now, and yet we're still seeing beautiful architecture. So I keep thinking that the fundamentals of this connection was spectacular, but what went wrong, they either overthought it, or they knew they were standing like at the halls of something very remarkable. And then they either got up in their heads, because this can be overthinking it, or they got into some kind of an argument. And that seems to have been the undoing. On the other hand, 5 is a number of change. 5 of Wands could represent, sorry, I got to slow down. 5 of Wands could represent somebody who, both of them perhaps, maybe needed to process this. This is a really meaningful connection. And oh my God, with a really meaningful connection comes this really meaningful stuff that I'm going to have to deal with. And I'm going to have to, High Priestess. We have this feminine here in the piece of quartz crystal in the middle. The High Priestess, has the Libra scales on it in this deck as well. This says both of them are having the coming to Jesus moment today, that this was a really powerful, energetic connection. And in so many ways, they were so balanced. And even the fears that popped up, and their fears could have been like, am I allowed to go in something so beautiful? Am I allowed to step into a relationship that is like the magnum opus of relationships? Am I really somebody who could step into, like, the alpha pair, power couple emperor empress dynamic. Could I really do that? It could have been. Sometimes we overthink stuff, especially when we see how beautiful it is, how grand it is, how spiritual it is, and we go, am I really allowed to step in these halls? Am I really allowed to be in a connection this powerful, this strong? It's interesting because, we always see the two pillars also here on the that represents the gateway on the high priestess, but we keep seeing images for like that 1111, that doorway, that gateway. I kind of think that these two could, Ten of Wands and Justice. There we go again with the scales. I think these two talked themselves out of an amazing relationship through fear, and that's what demolished this. They stood at the gateway of like a beautiful connection, and then they both kind of freaked out. I'm not worthy. Yes, I'm thinking Bill and Ted's. I'm not worthy. We're not worthy. And now I'm thinking Keanu Reeves. I don't know if somebody looks like Keanu Reeves. I don't know if that's somebody's favorite movie, right? Wasn't that Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? And didn't they say that? And bow a whole bunch. Wasn't that originally like an SNL skit? And then it turned into a movie? I forgive me if I'm misremembering stuff. It's been many, many years since I even thought about this, but either maybe somebody likes SNL. I mean, who doesn't love great comedy, or even silly comedy? Like that's some of the best comedy. But I feel like that is somehow a part of this, or maybe the fact that this feels a bit like a silly comedy. Wait a minute. I found somebody that's amazing. I wanted them. They wanted me. And then I immediately said, I'm not worthy. So I walked away and walked toward chaos and decided to punish myself and say, I'm not allowed to have something so beautiful. I need to go away from it. And I think they both did this. In this story, it's very much two people who both did this love story wrong, or maybe we could say they did themselves wrong. For two people to be looking in the mirror today and seeing a truth, I kind of think this is the best breakthrough I've ever seen. All right, let me take a look. We have a 7 of Cups. It's sideways. Wendy, you angel. With the 7 of Cups sideways, I would say both of these characters know this. They're not confused. They're not confused. This is like the confusion is gone. They're seeing it for what it is. Maybe before they were confused about why things didn't work out. And now they're like, I didn't let it work out. I sabotaged. I decided to look for reasons that we wouldn't be successful. I decided to, there's a lot of subtle ways to sabotage anything, right? I always struggle with not letting myself off the hook, right? Because so I have asthma and sometimes it gets all gnarly and I usually go, no, it's fine. It's fine. And I tell myself for a while without realizing that I'm pulled down and wondering what's off with me. And I'm like, well, you just need to buckle down and be more busy. And then I realize I don't feel good because it's too much effort to breathe. And for some reason, this is a routine that I go through a couple times a year. I always insist it's not happening at first until I'm like, oh, it's happening. And then, you rest and you take care of yourself and then you get back on track. And now I've learned I'm much better about okay, I'm a mess. I'll be back. And then I disappear for a bit and then I come back. This is not such a bad flare. So I'm able to kind of still have some fun and work through it. But I've learned regulate. Sometimes we have to stop lying to ourselves and sabotaging ourselves more and just say, what is being said to me? What is my body telling me? What is my psyche telling me? Because I know better. And I'm thinking that both of them knew that they were sabotaging. Maybe they kept saying, there's no way that this person's going to want to be with me. I can think of a million reasons. They probably won't stay with me. And it's that's a form of sabotage. Why are you coming up with reasons that they'll break up with you? That's you sabotaging. And I think both of these characters are understanding this a little bit better. They're both understanding today as they look in the mirror. This isn't a great mystery. I participated in the destruction of the stability of this connection. And it's maybe just because It was so great. And I thought, how could something so great be mine? I could understand how, especially if two people haven't had a whole lot of great things or they haven't been treated super great, that maybe they fell head over heels and then they both started to wig out. And if one person isn't the anchor who goes, I'm not wigging out. I'm so like convinced that I know you care about me. I care about you. And if you get scared, I'm going to hold you down and be like, don't you be running from me. Yeah, I know you showed me that you love me and I'm good enough to be loved and I love you. So you're going to stay right here and we're going to work through the fear. That might have worked, but we had two characters that both did the Bill and Ted's "we're not worthy" moment. So nobody was the anchor to pull this thing back together and, get through the scary part. That's what I'm thinking about this right now. Ginger Montague, you are so generous. Oh my God. Thank you, love. Wayne's World. Is that different than Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? I'm so sorry. I'm misquoting things. Thank you so much for correcting me, Michelle. That was Wayne's World. So that's not Bill and Ted then, right? Sorry, you guys. I suck at I'll be honest, it was funny, but I never really committed it to memory. My preference is more like British humor. Like I'm a Monty Python fan. So although I know I watched, especially like Wayne's World, oh, that was Mike Myers, huh? And I watched Bill and Ted's, but it's kind of murkier, whereas I can probably quote a lot of the films and sketches from Monty Python a lot better. So my apologies for botching that. We have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is exactly what we've been looking at this whole storyline. This is two people that are really, really, I think, head over heels in love with each other. And it's a very special connection. And then it also, because it was so special and it was so amazing, they kind of freaked out and ran away from each other. And it makes perfect sense. I always say I don't like surprises at all because I'll always react like wrong. It takes me a minute to process. And even if something is like really exciting, really beautiful, I sometimes don't react the best. And it's not because I'm not like grateful. It's sometimes my head is spinning and I'm like, is this happening or is this not? And so, I don't do that well with big surprises because it overwhelms me, like short circuits my brain a little bit. I'm a natural introvert. So the reason I'm saying this is because I could understand that this kind of connection could have been so sweet, so powerful, and yet it short circuited both of them and made them both unable to just lean into it. Not because they didn't want to, but because they had to sabotage, because they couldn't like wrap their head around all this. Love vibrations. Oh my God, you are so sweet. Thank you so much, babe. You're so amazing. Thank you for that incredible donation. You guys are so generous. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much. This feels like, honestly, a day for characters to just go ahead and say, here's the truth of it. This was one of the most, not one of, but possibly the most beautiful connection of my life. Because I'm hearing a love so beautiful in every way, a love so beautiful we let it slip away. Roy Orbison. Love that song. I love Roy. The thing is, these characters don't have to let it slip away. Not at all. These characters, it is very much still accessible to them. Maybe today more than any other day of their lives. Will they take action on this universe? Squish Fish, you sweetheart. Oh my God. Squish Fish just gifted a membership to Tyranny Dawn. Welcome. Oh my God. You guys are so amazing. And also to So Into It 333. Squish Fish, thank you. You love. Thank you so much. And welcome. Welcome to the new members. We have a Six of Wands. We have a Page of Pentacles. Incredible. You guys, I'm so blown away by how kind you are to me, to each other. You guys are unbelievable. I have never seen a nicer community of people. Thank you guys so, so, so much. That is beyond kind. With this energy of, excuse me, of Six of Wands and the Page of Coins, I said, will they like take an action? Honestly, this is their breakthrough moment. Both people, she's got the light bulb over her head. He's like suddenly being flooded with, wait a minute, this was a really good thing. And I know it was. I know that the foundation was there. I know that I'm still sad over this. And I told myself again and again, it's over, let it go, let her go. It's not supposed to be. And this is the day that he's like, that's not true. It's not over. I can't let it be over because it isn't. I know better. This is a day of real truth about a relationship. And as they're like acknowledging that and thinking back and saying, bullshit, they loved me. I loved them. So why am I telling myself, well, of course we couldn't. There's no way that this would work. It's ruined. Nope, it's not. It's not at all. Now is the time to go ahead and lean into the truth of the matter, which is, I know, sorry to invoke Pitbull, but I know you want me. I know you want me. You know I want you. 1, 2, 3, 4, uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Okay, that is fantastic. Now we got some upbeat music coming in. No more sad songs. We're getting something that's more spicy, that's more like passionate, that's more flirty. Let's make romance fun, and let's make desire something that we want to gravitate toward instead of this, no, I'm not good enough to be loved. I love the gear shift in this story. Somebody could literally be listening to music and they go from, some of the sadder songs to all of a sudden a really upbeat track on the radio or something, or like on an album. Look, sad songs are great, romance songs are great, but sometimes it's good to shift and go into, like, I'm hearing Despacito now too. I love reggaeton so much. I dig in the fact that we've got so much more passion and desire and looking at love as something that is a joyful thing. But first we have to like embrace it and say, they want me. They loved me. I feel the same way about them. So why am I, trying to let it go? No, we're reversing the car now. We're letting go of that concept that this is a lost love. I'm so glad that we do not have martyrs. Oh my God, their martyr days are over. They're embracing their own like sexiness and the fact that they know that the other person wanted them. There was proof of it. So I'm digging this. I am so digging this for these two. This is the best 11/11 message I think we could have had. All right, let's go for it then. What you two gonna do about it? Queen of Swords sideways. Both of them have like the thought bubble that's being shared. We've got the, butterfly wings that speak of like, I'm thinking about it differently. I'm thinking about what words I would say differently. I feel more relaxed, more peaceful with that rock Karen. We've got some sacred geometry back here. And it's kind of like, I don't know, to me, that makes me think of like Aztec kind of architecture. So we could have something like, symbolic for like, this is starting a new calendar. And if we go back to the idea of, we just came through a really important full moon that in the Celtic world represents a new year, I would say this is amazing. These two are thinking about their love story, thinking about each other, not as I'm so sad, we'll never be together, but as, okay, how am I going to talk to them about being together? I don't see them taking action on the 11th. I see them getting razzed and getting all, like empowered and seeing a way forward that they did not see before. What's the best message for them, universe? 2 of Cups, Strength card. It takes courage, always takes courage to like go after the things that we want and believe in ourselves. But here's the beautiful thing. Believing in the person that you love, that should be the thing that gives them both the courage to say, I'm reaching out to them because I love them. My ego can take a fucking back seat. I love them. That gives me the courage to reach out to them. That gives me the strength. I need to tell them, I really loved you. And if you doubted that, don't you dare doubt that. I loved you like no other. I feel like that's the spice and the forward motion here. That gives them the impetus to reach out to each other, because now it's not the fear, oh, I'm not good enough to be loved. Let me make sure that they know I loved them. Let me make sure that there's no doubt in their mind. that I loved them from, the ends of their hair down to their toenails. I wanted to be with you. That's a way better. Now you sidestep the whole issue of, but what if they don't want to be with me? Who the hell cares? You need to make sure that the person you love knows how much you loved them, so that at least they don't walk around wondering, especially if you say, I think I might have sabotaged some of this. Then do your duty by letting them know, here's what you meant to me. And if I ever made you doubt that, let there be no more doubt. I kind of love it because it gives a different way for a character to feel empowered. And this is maybe a really dumb analogy, but I'm not so good in social scenarios. And I had to find a way to get myself beyond that. And one of the things that I'm much better at is if I go to like a social event, I always try to find somebody and be like, okay, how can I help? Because if you give me a task, then the introvert in me can chill out, because now I have a function. Now I can be more social and outgoing too. If I'm walking around, laying out plates, saying hi to people, now it's like I have something for my hands to do. I am a Virgo, and I always say I don't feel much like a Virgo, but one of the mantras for like little Virgos, they say, like children, is like, Mommy, give me something for my hands to do. And I always remembered that, and I thought that is one very Virgo trait in me. Give me something for my hands to do, and that's like my prop. So now I can, like, I know what my purpose is, instead of the, oh my God, my only thing to do is like converse. I'm not so good at that. I'm better one-on-one. And I just feel like that's maybe the only reason I'm bringing up that analogy is these characters now have a different purpose. They have a platter in their hands to bring, which is, I don't have to worry about how you felt about me or get in my head about what if I wasn't good enough to be loved by you. I have a purpose, which is to make sure you know I loved you. I'm sorry, my baby is going bananas out there. Aries is like, tell him you love him. Tell him you love him. And now my brain is going to my favorite scene in Crocodile Dundee. I think the end of part 1, where, they're like on the blocked subway train, and like he's shouting to her and she's shouting back and forth. And there's like a couple construction workers that are relaying the messages so they can, okay, Aries is really relaying it right now. Excuse me, guys. Between me and him, you're not going to be able to hear this video at all. Airs Bears, come on, baby. I think I just got a delivery. In that film, they're like, these construction workers are like shouting, I love you. But it's on behalf of Mick and Sue. Was that her name in it? I can't remember. Anyway, it feels like it's time to just relay the message, whatever it takes. Even if you got to go through a proxy, bring the message in, is what the universe says. Don't worry about all those other things that they were scared of. Make sure that the other person knows that you loved them. So if that's where they're at today, I could see this coming through pretty soon, pretty fast. As long as these two don't get all wiggy and wobbly and back off of this or lose their confidence. I don't see that happening. The 1111 portal is a day to walk through that energy field and change things. Okay, I'm going to end things here mostly because I got to go figure out what in the heck is going on with Mr. Aries. Yale, did I just see you gift again? Oh my God, Yale, thank you so much. Yale, D'Artagnan, Yippee, so many names I know you by. Just gifted 5 more memberships. You're unbelievable. Chills Tax, you are now a member. Savita Convalius, you are a member. Jenizen, Eliana Norville, Divine Roberts, you are all members now. No, oh my God, Yale, you have nothing to ever apologize for, Yale. You are such an absolute angel and so incredibly generous, and it is my honor that you're here. And I can't wait to do the morning moon. That's because you brought that up, and it made me go research and read up on some things. And so I have to thank you again for being such a huge inspiration, Yale. You are absolutely amazing, sweetheart. Never doubt that. I'm delighted you're here and honored you're here. Every single one of you. Thank you so much. Wendy. Sorry, guys. I know, right? Wendy, Aries does love to get to the important parts and chitter chatter so much. I wish I doodled. Nice to see you, babe. Kindred Spirit. Love your name. Denise, awesome to see you. Hi, Ginger, thank you again, love. Ren, awesome to see you. Slay Princess, hi, babe. Chrissy, you're so sweet. Oh, you're a hugely generous gifter as well. There's so many of you that gift nonstop. AC, oh my God, unbelievable. You guys have been so generous with me, with each other. Thank you so much. Tyranny Dawn, welcome, sweetheart. Ramon, thank you so much, Ramon. I will. And it's really good to see you, hun. Manolo Santiago, thank you for being here. I don't know what DOFP stands for, but I'm going to say thank you for dropping a comment regardless. Katarina, thank you, love. It's not as bad this round. And, I had to expect a flare up considering we're moving into November. And so there's been like a lot of, kind of like, especially when I walk Aries at night, oh man, there's so much moisture in the air and that fog really gets in my lungs. And I wasn't paying enough attention, and I probably should have worn, I have like a fuzzy hat that also has like a gator on it so that it kind of like warms the air before I breathe it in, and it does help. Ramon, you sweetie. Bexin Warrior, thank you so much. Oh, Bexina, excuse me, Warrior 7. I like this one too. It's a little too short of one, and in fact, if you really look close, you can still see right there. You can see some boxes that I still haven't unpacked behind all this. Sorry, it takes a while to get all moved in. Lizia Armstrong, hi, sweetie. Oh, thank you. Ken Ramey, hi. Oh, I'm sorry, Ken. Tell Olamas that Aries apologizes for getting her all wound up. Tina's just passing time. Ramon, thank you, hon. That is the nicest thing ever. My mom has a really nice voice, and just there's any time in my life I ever called her, and she says, it's the way she says hello. And she has like this really nice contralto voice. And I always said, Mom, I just love to hear you say hello to me. And many years I lived a long distance away from her. And so, I would like call her every day to say hi. And it was always like so soothing. And I always wished I had a voice as nice as my mom's. So thank you. That's a really nice compliment, that you like the sound of my voice. But my mom's, trust me, is the nice voice, not mine. All right, you guys. I am going to bounce out of here because I'm going to need to regulate my breathing just a little bit, but I will post a bonus video for the morning moon on this channel, and then we'll still do a couple over on the other channel. I probably won't get to mini zodiacs today just because I got to be careful so that I can come back normal and, have a normal breath after this a little bit. Probably one more day and I'll be pretty solid. Moonbeam Wendy, that's amazing. It was 88 degrees in Phoenix. Oh my gosh. Hi, Squishfish. Thank you again so much for your amazing gifts. You're so sweet. You saw Monty Python for the first time in college. Your roommate and I kept saying me. The Knights of Me. Bring me a shrubbery. Slightly larger than the first one. Thank you guys so much. So good to see you. B2Z for fur. Right back at you, love. Okay, TB Jarnison, I know you helped me learn how to say your name earlier, and I'm sorry my brain is fuzzy today, but thank you, and thank you for being so generous with and kind with me and my pronunciations. Chills Tax, that's awesome. You had a photo outside the Duomo in Milano. Isn't that a beautiful cathedral? That's awesome. Yeah, it's spectacular, isn't it? Thank you again, Love Vibrations. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you, GOSC10P. One of my all-time favorite Monty Python clips was when they're doing like the commercials, but they're doing it in foreign languages, and it's just like they're doing an airplane, and it's an airplane that is made in the shape of a lamb, and they're showing how the propeller spins off for the tail, and they make all the lamb noises and fly around. I don't know why that one, and the one where Graham ends up popping the balloon at the end of this whole llama song that they sing. I have no idea why, but those are just some of my most favorites. I guess because it's so unexpected. Annalisa, TK to Don Kelly, great to see you. Hi, Hamida. Thank you again so much, Ginger. You guys are so amazing. Empress Unicorn, hi, babe. Hi, Jacob. Nice to see you. Hi, Penny. Thank you, love. I'm doing fine. I just cough a little and it's a bit annoying for you guys to have to listen to. Hi, Katie. Thank you again so much, Cataclysmic Awakening. You're so generous, babe. Thank you. Nora A. Excuse me, Nor AI. Thank you for being here, love. Hey, Bobby. Thanks, babe. Hetty, always a pleasure. Small person. The dream. Hang on. The dream. Dreamed. Ren Nevalur. I'm sorry. I know I just botched your name so badly, but thank you so much for being here, babe. You know, I always struggle when I see the way YouTube like mushes like words together, and my brain has such a hard time like breaking it in the appropriate places. So I'm sorry about that. Shfiza Ali, hi, honey. Thanks again, you guys. AC, thank you. All right, I'm going to bounce out of here before I keep coughing at you all. Bye, guys. I'll see you again shortly. Thanks again, Yale.